Hi, your regular EV dad here, John. Hope you're having a great day. Please do subscribe, comment, follow the YouTube channel, but also on Twitter and Facebook. So, today we're going to talk about charging. Not about fast charging, not about the great speeds delivering 126 kilowatts. No, we're going to talk about everyday life. That's why this channel exists. I've been very fortunate. I've been driving electric vehicles for 5 years or more now. Started off with a BMW i3, had a Fiat 500e, and now got the Volkswagen ID4. Now, America is an amazing country. It truly is a classless country. And nowhere says that more than paying for gas at Arco. It's not something I miss. Buying gas is the worst retail experience you can go through. Just imagine how many times you said this and then think how awful it is. Mike, the restrooms were really clean. You didn't expect that. This isn't road tripping. This is every day. I try and be a good dad. I try and be a good husband. The weekends, I'll try and remember to fill my wife's car up. It's just one of those nice things you can do. By the way, husbands, fill your wife's car up. It's brownie points that cost you nothing. But the reason she doesn't do it is because it's not things you want to do. It's not an experience you want to go through. You don't have to do it. My commute, as was pre-COVID, from here up in the hills of San Jose, was never more than 30 miles. And that was at the extremes when I was going up to Redwood City or if I was going up to Palo Alto. More often than not, it was just to Milpitas or Great America, 20 miles. And that is statistically the average. The average commute is no more than 25 miles each way. There are use cases, there are people with different situations. I get it. But that is the statistical average. And you're never going to need to use a DC fast charger if you can have a level 2 charger. So let's talk about this briefly. And by the way, I am not a source of great knowledge on this. I want to refer you to Tom's channel. And I'm going to put a link right here in the description and on screen. He's going to talk about all the brands available. But I'm going to tell you my journey and what may be available to you. So I got the BMW i3. I got a great deal on it because I was given the Google partner discount. Basically, they were paying me to drive it. $169 a month as a lease, no money down. Crazy. Came home and I had the 110 charger, what you'll hear referred to as the granny cable, which was in it. And I plugged it in right over there in front of the house. And it didn't work. The reason being, this house was built in 1962 and the wiring hadn't been updated since. And it couldn't get a good ground connection. Now you can charge your car on the 110 connector. And it will, depending on the size of the battery and how much is left in it, may take all day. You may be fortunate and you may have charging at work here in California. It's a pretty standard perk. The offices of Netflix, Hewlett-Packard, Zscaler, and Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks and Aruba, part of Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, their office complex has 200 chargers in their multi-story car park. That's normal here, but I also understand that's not normal everywhere. California, let alone Silicon Valley, is very rarely normal. But there's a multitude of level 2 chargers that you can use as well as the DC fast chargers. But it takes time, and you even have to have good electric, and it will draw quite a lot of ampage, a full 10 amps if it can, and that can do damage to older wiring. That is why the car has a lower AC setting in it, and it will literally charge at 5 amps. I've checked it. Speaking of the VW ID4. Where you want to go, if you can, is getting your own level 2 charger. Now this one's got a bit of sun damage on it. It's been out, it's outside enjoying the sun for, like I said, for 4 or 5 years. This is the original Juicebox Pro 40. They do a modern version now that's UL rated. This is literally an aluminum can It is removable it is a portable charger. I have a key box here because I rent out a number of vehicles, and but I wouldn't call it truly portable. It weighs a little bit. Now, I have actually taken this with me in the past when we've rented Airbnbs and the like. I did used to take this with me. I have the extra long cable. It's got 24 feet of cable, which is useful that I can charge both sides of the vehicle. We have another electric car as well, or electrified. And this is connected to a standard NEMA 50 amp connector. And that's what makes this portable. It also meant getting it wired in and permitted. And that's the thing. You don't need a permit to install electric things around here. However, you do if you're going to qualify for the rebates. And so the situation is probably very different now. But when I had this installed, the unit cost me, I think it was like 600 and odd bucks, and PG&E actually gave me $500 in rebates to use it. I'd had solar installed, and I won't go into my installation, but I do have 7.5 kilowatt hours of solar on the roof, which lowers my electric costs substantially. But I had this put in, and I didn't have it hardwired in because I knew I would be traveling with it on occasion. And back then we just didn't have the portable. If you look at my video, I'll put a link in it to the Tesla mobile charger. Things as affordable and as high quality as that just didn't exist. Now, despite its age, this is a Wi-Fi connected device, and that has certain benefits. Through the app, I can do smart charging. So when I come in, I can set the percentage of battery that it is currently, where I want it to be, and when I want it to be there. And it will then, I can do time of use. So it will say only start charging at 10 p.m. if that's when your cheap electricity starts. You could fit within the parameters, and it will charge up the car. ID4 does have a couple of glitches. It doesn't like that, and so currently I'm not using that feature. But I'm assured that they will go to letting it do that again shortly. And in fact, PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, do have some other programs as well, and incentives running through Enel, who now owns eMotorworks, where they can actually control exactly when you're going to get the energy. This, at scale, allows them to decide when and when not to use things called peaker plants. It's good for the environment, and it's good for you. I actually get paid to charge when it is. It's a lot of money? No. But here's the reason why that's not important. I plug the car in when I get home, and it's charged when I'm ready to go back to the work, or whenever. This thing's carrying 250 miles of range. So, you know, it doesn't take much thinking. And I'll plug it in, and it will be charged in 7 hours or so when it comes in from flat. You never truly drain the battery in real life. When we're road tripping and we go to those extremes, it's just that. It's an extreme. I think I've come into the house on fumes a few times over the years, but not many. But it doesn't matter, because as soon as I come in, I'm plugging in and I'm going to bed, and I'm not going to be doing anything for the next 6 to 8 hours. And I'm going to wake up with a full battery, with the ID4, with an 80% battery. This makes having an EV as a family cheaper, cleaner, better. The car's charged and ready to go at a moment's notice. This is the cleanest. I mean, my place might be untidy. What's behind the camera seems to be a warehouse worth of Amazon boxes. But it's this combined with solar means that my cost of energy production is minuscule. While we're going through $4 and $5 a gallon gas right now, it's costing me the same as it always does, 16 cents. That's where I imagine it comes, factoring in the solar panels, and you do have to pay for them and amortize them and all those good things. But it can't be simpler. I mean, seriously, it can't be simpler. And I didn't even have to pay 35 cents to pay with a debit card. Look, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow the links to the other video makers, the other YouTube channels that cover this in more depth. Otherwise, you have yourselves a great day.